Hello, welcome to the Two Chicks Homestead podcast. We are the Two Chicks. Yay!
Hi, I am Nate.
And I'm Erin, and we talk about homesteading and living on a small piece of land.
All right, everyone, welcome to episode 28.
Yep, we're getting there.
Yep, so this one is going to be all about outside tools that we use.
Yep.
And it's going to be everything from our broad fork to the ATVs that we have, mowers, tools we use in the garden, the whole 9 yards.
Yep, just random stuff that...
Yep. And this is been a really busy week. I think I have worked on everything that we own that has a motor.
Yeah, everything's kind of...
broken.
Getting to their... I think we all got them around the same time, and...
Yeah, well, we've had the mower the longest, so
Yeah.
we'll start with that. About a couple weeks after we moved into this place, so we were used to push mowing like a postage-sized stamp lot in Bolingbrook. I mean, it was still like 1/4 of an acre.
Yeah, it was a pretty big yard.
Yeah, it took me a while. The front yard sucked to mow at that
It was
house.
like up on a little hill, well,
Yeah.
big enough that you would be walking sideways.
Yeah, it was like a 35-degree
Yeah.
slope. It was pretty rough. So, and the backyard was really big at that house too.
It was wide, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I bought when we got here is I found on Facebook Marketplace a cheap mower, and it was a 2003 Scott's Lawn Care. So it's basically a John Deere 48-inch deck, 20 horse. I think I paid like $400 for the thing, and it had like 325 hours on it.
I think I delivered it like from far
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah, he was asking $600 for it, and he said if you take it, my bottom dollar is $400. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, I'll do $400 if you can deliver it, because we didn't have a trailer.
Yeah.
We didn't have a car to pull it, and it was like an hour away. So this guy was nice enough. He was headed up our way. So we loaded it up on the trailer, and he followed me back here, and we got it home, and I think I might have thrown him a couple extra bucks for fuel to come up here.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But I mean, that was back when fuel was like $1.75 a
Yeah.
gallon.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. But that thing has done pretty good. It's lasted us a long time. I mean, it's basically a John Deere. It's all same parts. I've replaced the blades on the deck. Just put another battery in it. For the second time, and then this week the safety switch on the like the pressure for the brake, so you got to engage the brake clutch to start it up, and that sensor went out, so I just wired around it and put a push button start in today. So for $5 we got that fixed, and I no longer have to jump it with a screwdriver.
Yeah. Probably a good thing.
Yep. So yeah, that thing's treated us pretty good.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
Well, our newest garden tool was the broad fork, and I am totally missing what the brand name was.
Treadlite. Yes.
So you actually found it on Facebook.
Yeah, it was a
I'm
Facebook
sure
ad.
We'll start seeing ads now again because
Yeah.
now we're talking about it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we ordered it, and we ordered it in like March.
Yeah, it was like
It's
early March.
early spring.
Yeah.
Like the ground was still frozen, so it was like, we'll order it now. It'll be here,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be good to go.
Yep.
Well, it didn't.
No.
It took a really long time. They were really backed up,
Yeah.
and so we didn't get it in time to get the garden in. We still used my brother's.
We use your brother's.
Oh yeah, my
thing.
parents' push
Yep.
tiller thing.
So we used that your parents' tiller, and then we used Josh's tiller. Mm-hmm. Your brother-in-law.
Yeah, my brother.
Your brother.
Your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law. That was a hot mess.
Yes, it had worked in the past.
Yes.
But it was very wet and muddy,
Yep.
and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
So that's why the garden got in a little bit late this year.
Yep. And then we finished it with a broad fork from one of our friends, Mike.
Yes, we ended up borrowing one.
Yep. And that worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it did what we needed to
Yeah.
do. It was still pretty clumpy and, because it was just muddy. I
Yeah.
mean, the gardens were like pure mud. Mm-hmm. So it was not the best time to do it, but it
We
is
had to
what
get
it
it
is.
in. It was
Yeah.
like we were past our already delayed date.
Yeah, I think we were like 2 weeks late
Yeah.
from when we wanted to get it in to begin with.
Yeah. But then when I made the new garden for the comfrey over by our squash garden, I was finally able to use. I still used our friends because
Yeah.
I don't think ours had been built yet. But it was really nice. Like it really worked.
Yeah.
And it was nice to not have to worry about, so I have a battery or need to get gas in it or plug it in or whatever. It was just
Yeah.
there.
It's literally a shit hit the fan tool.
And I really like just the non-motor
Implements and
just
stuff,
options. And that made me think of my push mower, my one
Yep.
that I think I got it out of the garbage. Just one of those ones that like the blades, like your foot's gonna get cut off.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much if-
the old school
Yeah.
rotary lawnmowers. Yeah, that thing is so cool.
I mean, it's like it doesn't do the greatest,
it
but
does when you get going.
yeah, but I mean, there's a spot in between our chicken coop and our compost that we just can't get a mower back there.
No.
And it's like I could weed whack, but sometimes it's like I don't want to. And if I really go back and forth and push it, I mean, it does good enough.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
And,
it's like-
your brother actually sharpened the blades
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. So I like that kind of stuff where it's like, this is how it was. And if we ever need to do it, I will have had, practice.
Right. Well, at
Doing
gas
it.
at $5.50 a gallon, I almost thought about handing it to the girls and say, "Knock yourself out."
Yeah. Yeah, don't lose a foot, though. But yeah, I really, really liked the Broad Fork. It was nice and easy.
Yeah.
It did exactly what I wanted it to do.
Yeah. And then we tried to use it for when we put the comfrey up here by the patio.
Yes, we did,
So-
but we found that there was gravel in there,
Yeah,
so it didn't
yeah.
work. But I used it all along our fence to move the daylilies from where the comfrey is
Yes,
now.
you did.
And that was just yard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just started with there was grass there,
Right.
and it
It
was
worked
really
out
nice.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, stick that in, and then you can shovel it out, and it's not like you're digging a hole. You're just
Right.
moving this loose dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. So the one thing I will say with the Broad Forks, if you get going really fast, you have to be careful.
Yeah, you do need to pay attention to where you put it into the ground.
Well, I learned that because I put one of the tines on Mike's Broad Fork through the toe of my muck boot. It did not hit anything, but it went through the toe of my muck boot. So
Yeah, you could definitely go through your foot.
oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
So, but I was going fast, not paying attention, and it was just like that close.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you could have lost a toe.
yep. But yeah, the Broad Fork, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to actually being
Doing it
able to
in the
use
spring.
it.
Yeah, the whole garden like that. Because I know,
Absolutely.
I'm not sure how I feel about tilling. There's a lot of people that say that you should, and then there's people that say you shouldn't, so. This
Right.
at
Well, I mean,
least-
we've always been we till a new garden
Yeah.
and then try and loosen it up by hand.
Yeah.
So we're not disturbing the worms and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
So jumping over to another one, you have the hula hoe.
Yes. So I don't even know where, probably on TikTok, that I saw this tool that was for weeding. And I don't know, it's like I don't even know how to explain what it looks like.
It's a loop.
A
with
loop,
flat-
but like a flat
Yeah.
spot, and you either push it or pull it, and it goes underneath the roots.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really pull out the weed, and it also doesn't move the dirt.
Right.
It just slices,
Yeah.
and you go underneath the root, and it just kind of comes out.
Yeah. It works out pretty good.
It does. In loose dirt,
Yes.
it works very good.
Yeah.
In hard clay dirt, it would just, slice it on the top. But
Right, yeah. So like our non-tilled clay
Right.
that we actually have in this house, we have really heavy clay soil here.
Yeah.
So it's nice to break it up a little bit, and then
Yeah.
it works out really good.
Yeah, I really like that thing. It works perfect. Yeah, in a tilled, loose garden dirt.
Yeah, I remember it took you a while to find that. I think you got it on Amazon.
I think I finally got it on Amazon because Menards didn't have it in stock for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't expensive, maybe $25 or something.
Yeah, yeah. Another buy that we got at Menards was that rolly thing, the squirrel
yes.
the nut picker upper.
To pick up the walnuts, that's right.
That saves so much time.
So our black walnut, luckily, only drops walnuts every other year. So we are in a non-walnut year this year. So
there's still a few
nice.
out there.
But that's,
onesie twosies.
But it's still not.
It's not the thousands.
I mean, when it drops, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are rolling.
Oh yeah.
On, especially if we like miss a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd always try and rake them up, and they are heavy. Like they go right through our rakes.
Yep.
And it's just a pain. And you found that rolly thing where you just walk along and it's kind of like one of those toys that the kids have that the balls go up and down.
Yes.
It's
That's exactly
like,
what it is. That the popper machine. Yes.
So yeah, you just walk up and down and you pick them up and
I think it's called a squirrel nut picker upper or something.
Yeah, because we bought those.
And it's the medium. It's not the large.
We should have gotten the large.
Yeah.
But we were using like those hay rakes, like those red plastic rakes, thinking in our head we would just go along and just pick them up. Well, you forget a couple days and they get pushed halfway into the ground.
And the grass gets long and that doesn't work.
And you just cannot get those things out.
Yeah, the hay picker uppers work really good when the grass is short.
Yeah. And if they just have fallen. Yeah. But like you get late season and they're all goopy.
Mushed up and
Yeah.
And then the leaves start falling.
Yeah.
And it's even a bigger mess.
Yeah.
But that thing has saved a ton of time cleaning up the black walnuts.
Yes, I like that thing. Just walk along.
And we give it to the girls, and the girls race around the yard.
Yeah, for a couple of days, and then they're like, screw that.
Yeah, they haven't quite learned the, we'll pay you if you actually do this.
Yeah, I think we offered, 10 cents a nut or something?
Yeah, I think that was the number we went with. I almost went 20, maybe 50 cents a nut, because I know they're not going to do it too much.
Right.
So.
Someday.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, that thing is cool. Then another garden tool you have is that weed picker. Yes,
so a dandelion. Where did I have that written down? Dandelion plucker.
Mm-hmm.
You always see just the 12-inch long or so handheld ones. This is one where you don't have to bend over. You stand up and stick it in and pull the dandelion out. Yeah. It's really nice.
That was another Amazon buy, if I remember.
I don't know. I may have gotten that at Rural King or Menards or something.
A lot of them. Either way, we'll have to find another one because I'm sure at some point we'll need a new one.
Probably. I think now you see them. But yeah, that was nice. It's nice at the beginning of the season because now the weeds are huge.
And the grass that is growing in.
Well, I don't walk around and pluck the dandelions out of the yard.
No,
I really
we
don't care about the dandelions.
No.
It's just in the garden, in the beginning where everything looks nice and not late season.
Yeah.
I don't do any weeding in the garden late season.
The garden is at the point right now where you can't even see the walkways.
Yes, I have no walkways. There's one.
Yes.
I have one walkway.
So we've posted a picture of the garden actually done, when we first planted. And you'll see all the walkways in there. You post it now, and it just looks like an overgrown mess. And it is all pumpkins and squash, and you see a little bit of tomatoes.
Yeah, I have a hard time pulling out volunteers.
Yeah.
So I've got squash plants in random spots that probably I should have pulled them out, but now I can't. because I don't know. I can't do it.
Yep. What do we got next?
Let's see. Well, we've got the pump.
Yep.
The water pump. So this week, a friend of ours told us, so for a long time, I filled up one of those, like, that you spray, like you would add,
Yeah, the weed sprayer.
the weed sprayer, that you can just buy empty. And I'd fill that from our rain barrel, and I'd walk around the garden like 20 million times, spraying each plant.
Yep.
And it worked, because I was using the rain barrel water, and it was like, well, whatever. But then it gets to where it's like...
So there's an adage, work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
I think you were really working harder, not smarter.
I know.
When you were doing that.
And it would get to the point where it's like, screw it, I'm going to use the hose. And then it was like, why do I have a rain barrel?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the 275-gallon rain barrel, and this is a 1,500 gallon per hour pump, or it's either gallon per hour or gallon per minute.
I don't know.
It is like hose pressure from your house.
Yes. So we have, what was it, like 60 feet or something?
75 feet, yeah.
Well, yeah, the hose. Yeah, I guess we got a 75-foot hose, and it works awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's like house pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, I put it away every time and take it out and, hook it all up to the rain barrel because I don't want to leave it out.
Yeah, it's not a submersible pump. It's a inline, kind of like a trash pump. It's a 120, plug into the house type deal.
Yeah.
I'll post a link in the notes what it is. I think we paid about $100 for it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it's like I wanted to use the rainwater.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we had it.
It's from Harbor Freight. I got the extended warranty on it. If it lasts us 2 years, you figure $50 a year to not waste your time.
Yeah.
That's kind of worth it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice because I can just water the garden a normal amount of time and not be out there for 3 hours.
Yeah. And then we have the Ikris nozzles. Mm-hmm. Those 8 position or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Those things are bulletproof.
Yeah.
We got those off of Jack from the Survival Podcast list probably, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think we bought 3 of them. And we have them all 3 on hoses right now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you asked when I was watering yesterday, because you're unhooking it, it sometimes has to get the air out. So it goes, psh, 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 all over the place for like a couple seconds, and then it's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought you were getting to the end of the barrel because
no,
that's it goes pretty quick.
Yeah,
and it's a 275-gallon barrel. I'll look at the specs, but I am fairly certain it'll empty that barrel within a couple of minutes if we're not careful.
Well, I mean, it takes me maybe 15 minutes to water the garden.
Okay, well, maybe it's a by hour then.
Yeah.
It's a 1,500 gallon per hour or something.
So,
I don't know. I'll look it up. But
we do need to scrape a little of the paint off the rain barrel so we can tell.
Yes, that would be a very wise idea. We keep talking about it.
I know. Because every season, it's like, oh, I don't want to use it all. And then it's like half full. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, shoot.
Yeah.
Why was I so careful about it?
The rain barrel is hooked up to a pretty big gutter system. It's on the garage.
Yeah.
And that garage is 26 feet deep, 20 feet wide. I mean, it's like a 2.5 legit car garage.
Yeah.
You have no problem getting your truck in there. And your truck's a 6.5 foot bed crew cab F-150.
Yeah.
So...
It gets a lot of work.
Yep, and then we got the ATVs, the mower, and all the kids' tractors and stuff.
Yeah.
Bikes, stuff like that. So.
Well, speaking of the pump, we use the Flexzilla hose.
Yes, I got that off of Amazon. It is bright green, and I think I want to say it's Flexzilla. I like it because it's got the swivel on the end of the hose. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't tangle on you.
Yeah, and it, instead of getting a kink, it just like loops.
Yeah.
So it never kinks. Like our old regular green cheapo hose.
That is not a cheap hose. That is
really?
A heavy duty
'Cause it is
150-foot hose.
I hate that hose. It's so heavy. Where this one feels like you can squish it like it's
Yeah.
rubbery.
Yeah.
And it's nice and light, or that other hose is so heavy, and all it does is kink.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to look for a 150-foot Flexzilla and just put it on there.
Yeah, because we've got a bright orange one,
Yeah.
and then this bright green one. I don't know if it's the same kind.
I don't think the orange one's a different brand.
Pretty similar.
Yeah, they're similar material. The orange one we use we use that straight off the rain barrel without the pump when we originally had it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't.
No, it didn't do anything.
There was no pressure to it enough. Mm-hmm. Like we probably could have used that. We were talking about putting like a PVC pipe and doing a drip irrigation. So
yeah.
But it is what it is. It works better now.
Yeah, I like walking around the garden and watering it, because then I look at everything, you know, and if I just had to flip a switch, it would just be...
Well, not even that. You'd open the gate on the rain barrel and walk away for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So...
I like to be out there.
Yep. I know, you like your garden.
I do.
So what do we got next?
Well, since we're kind of over by the rain barrel, we've got the DynaTrap.
Yes.
Bug catcher thing. We have the 1 acre size, and it plugs in. It's got like a little fan or something.
Yeah, it's got a fan that blows from the top down, and it sucks the bugs in, basically.
And it's got a blue light in it.
Yeah, black light.
And it just sucks them in. It doesn't zap them. Mm-hmm. So we just, once it gets full, which we need to do this soon.
Yeah.
You just
unscrew the bottom and give it to the chickens.
We pour it into the chickens. There's no chemicals in it, and it works really well.
Yeah, like if I have not noticed a ton of mosquito bites, and I think that's because they're all in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Because we were getting those things that hung in the tree.
Trojan, I think, or something.
I don't know what they were, but they had like this liquidy stuff, and they were supposed to. But then it was like you just threw it away.
Yeah, but you'd always catch the picnic beetles.
I know, I got all the picnic beetles.
With that.
But yeah, I like this one because then we can just give it to the chickens and...
Yeah, I mean, it picks up pretty much everything. Moths, you know, it doesn't get bees or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, I don't think they really
But it's pretty much all the nighttime bugs that come out, it'll get, and then you just knock it out over by the chickens, and the chickens attack it.
Yeah.
We'll drop a link for that in the notes, too, as well.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing we bought. And make sure you overbuy for your area.
Yeah, because we got the 1 acre size, and we only have half fish.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we're just under a half acre right here, and it works. It covers the neighbor's property, so we're over there quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And we haven't noticed really that big of an issue. We get a few bug bites here and there, but
I mean,
nothing major.
It's going to happen, but...
They leave us alone.
Yeah. All right, we got the ATV and the plow.
All right, so the ATVs. So we actually have 2 ATVs. One of them is for the girls. That's a little 90cc, kind of like one of those Napa specials you got years and years ago. I picked it up used for a couple $100. It wasn't running at the time, but now I got it fixed up, got a new carb on it, got it running, put a new battery in it. And that's the one we talk about with the oldest just starting to ride around on it. Mm-hmm. And you were using that to run like branches and stuff out to the burn pile.
Yeah, I would hook up one of our little wagons, and we had quite a few trees come down over the last year or so, and I just piled it right on there and brought it back to the burn pile.
And we take the black walnuts over to the burn pile too. We'll dump them in the cart and run them over there.
Yeah. I haven't been able to ride it in a while. I got kicked off.
I know. She stole it from you.
Yeah.
Well, we make her do it.
Yeah.
But if we get anything big, then I use the bigger ATV.
Yeah.
And that is a 97 Kodiak 400. So this is a foot shift, direct drive. It will pull down anything you want to pull. I mean, I've had probably 1,000 pounds off the back of this thing. I've dug the neighbor's snowmobile out of the pond.
Yeah.
Not once, but twice.
That he did put it in on purpose.
Yes.
It's not like he...
There was a party and some alcohol involved. Go figure. and he decided to see if he could skip his snowmobile across the pond, and he didn't make it.
Yeah.
So we had to dig it out, I think 2 times,
times.
maybe 3 times. And that's what we used, was my ATV to pull it out. I have a little, it's like a 48-inch snowplow on the front of that thing. It's not really enough to cover the front tracks. It needs to be a 60-inch or a 72-inch. But I paid nothing for the plow. Mm-hmm. I got that actually from the neighbor that we're talking about. He handed me gave me the plow. It's off of one of his old mowers. And then I had to go make a mount. So I welded up a mount to fit my ATV and work with this plow. And then I got a winch on the front of the ATV. And we do all our plowing with that thing. And it does really, really good.
Yeah.
Like nice heavy wet snow that we get, and it's 8 inches deep. I have no problem pushing it, 100 feet.
Mm-hmm. You've done a couple other neighbors. Yeah,
we have an elderly gentleman that's down the street. I've done it a couple times for him, and then we have like 3 driveways all hooked together with ours, and I'll go through and I'll do all those.
Yeah.
Just real quick, since I'm doing out to the street anyway when I do ours. And then on there, I have a extremely bright nightlight light bar.
Mm-hmm. It's very bright.
I got it on Amazon. I think it was like $60, and it's something like a 48,000 lumen light. And yeah, it does really good lighting up trails and the yard and all that stuff. So it's fun. I actually just got the little ATV is currently not really running, so I'm working on troubleshooting that. We found that out today. Mm-hmm. The girls wanted to go ride on it. It stutters, and I got to either clean out the carb or get a new carb for it. The big one, the Kodiak, it's old. I have a hard time getting parts for it, but it'll do pretty much anything I ask it to do. Mm-hmm. I just put a new battery in it this time, so it's new battery today, so it's up and running, getting ready for winter. But if there's anything else that really goes wrong with this thing, if the carb goes, a couple $100 to rebuild the carb, up to maybe 800 or so, because the carb's discontinued. The control arms are all discontinued. The transmission is discontinued. The stator's discontinued, and if you can find one, they're like $1,000, and I am not willing to dump that kind of money in this bike. So
yeah,
there comes a point where you cut your losses and walk away.
Yep.
But so far it has served us well. We've done a lot with it. We've pulled a lot of branches down the lane. We pulled, I pulled the neighbor's truck out with it one day. I pulled his snowmobile out of the pond.
I pulled you home though in my truck.
Yes, you did. That is right. I went out to go hunting one morning, and this is usually what I take.
In the snow.
In the snow. So we had probably 6 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Give or take. And I took the ATV down there, and I didn't let it warm up. And, me being me, I didn't choke it when I was back there, and I went to go start it up. Well, I flooded it and then killed the battery. And then when I came home, it's like, well, honey, can you come get me? So
the kids had fun though. They sat in the bed, and we drove down the lane, and
and it was a couple inches of snow on the ground. And then the other thing we use the plow for is we pull a toboggan.
Oh, that's right.
And the girls love that.
We have a TikTok on that.
Yes.
Pulling them down.
They absolutely love going for a ride on the sled or the toboggan behind the ATV. And I mean, if it's the oldest, I'll go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But if it's the both of them, we do maybe 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's not like we're...
Right. They have so much fun on that thing. But that's pretty much the 2 ATVs. I'm hoping at some point we can get a new one, but we'll see what it comes to be. I like the foot shift and the direct drive all time, full time, all time 4-wheel drive, where it's not a switch you got to deal with. It just gets up and goes, and it's got crawler gears in it, and it'll do whatever I ask. So I'm hoping it holds together for a few more years and does well.
Yeah, if we use it.
Yep. So what do we got next?
We have a chain hoist.
Oh, yeah. So the chain hoist is a Harbor Freight special. That's coming from the neighbor. He uses that to process deer. So I use it to also process deer and the hogs. So it's like a 1,000-pound overhead chain hoist that you'd lift an engine out of or something.
And that's what holds the gambrel?
Yeah, that's what holds the gambrel. I think it was like $60 at Harbor Freight, $70. It worked great. It saves your back. It's cheap.
Well, and right now it's holding our body bag.
Yes, right? Yes. The body bag / tent bag / Christmas tree bag that has all of our camping gear in it. Because I can't find a spot to put that.
Yes.
So, yes, it's holding that about 6 feet up in the air.
Looks like a body.
Yeah, well, it's bright red.
Yep.
It works.
Giant ladder.
Oh yeah, the little giant ladder. We've had that thing since the first house.
Yeah.
Like the apartment complex, or not the apartment complex.
The townhouse.
The townhouse, to get up into the attic before we put the ladder in the garage. That fold-up ladder. I think we got it at Sam's Club. I think it was probably a couple $100 back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's like an 11-footer. It's does the A-frame, the straight. It'll sit on stairs. That's what I use to clean the gutters on the garage. And then we have a taller, like a 22-foot for getting onto the house. Mm-hmm. Still can't get to the top set of gutters on the back side of the house. That's 40 feet up.
Well, we have the things on those anyway.
Yeah, we ended up getting the covers on the gutters way up top when we had the gutters redone on the house. What was that, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
A year ago?
So. At least
2 years ago. That was kind of nice to get that done, so we're not paying somebody to come over here and F shit up.
Yeah. The last thing is our weed whacker.
Oh yeah, I've had that thing for a long time. I'm surprised that thing still works.
I love weed whacking.
Oh, I know. It's a Black & Decker. I think it's a 18 volt. That thing, if I remember, I paid like $50 for it, and I bought a new battery this year for it. So we have 2 batteries total. I think the battery costs more than the weed whacker itself.
It's nice having the 2 though.
Yeah, because now you're not. I mean, they still charge up pretty quick.
Yeah, there's always one ready to go.
Yeah, so you can go through and weed whack until your heart's content. Mm-hmm. And the charge time on those things is maybe an hour or 2.
Yeah, and I always have it on the lowest setting, so it lasts pretty long.
Well, I'm the one to flip it to high.
Yeah, and then it's like, why did the battery just die so fast?
I don't have patience.
Well, I like it because I can't hear anything
when
I'm doing it, so I'm not bothered.
And we're not dealing with a 2-stroke mower or a 2-stroke engine like we are with the chainsaw. That chainsaw is cut down a lot of trees, but it's loud. Like you need earmuffs with that thing. Huh. So what else we got?
That was it.
That's it.
Yep. The only thing, when you brought up something, I have cutting shears. The Yard Works. It's Yard Works.
Is it? I thought it was Fisker.
I'm pretty sure it's Yard Works.
Okay.
And it's really goofy how they are. And I can't get them to lock. But then when I'm cutting, then they keep locking.
We'll have to look at them.
So
those are the cheap ones. I thought I bought you nice Fiskers.
Probably, and they probably are
Grew legs. Yeah. We'll have to get you a nice set of tools to go on your SOE apron.
Yes. I love that.
I know.
The tool apron, I use it when I'm gardening. More so when we're planting, because I've got all my seeds and all the little things. Not so much now, because I'm not usually
Well, you don't have pockets, so usually when you're out in the garden,
Yes.
your phone goes in
Yeah,
that.
my phone goes in there, yeah.
So we'll have to get that thing outfitted. Yours is actually like one of one, I think.
I think so. What is that, the purple
It's
thread?
Typhon with purple thread.
Yes, I love it. I'll have to post a picture.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember it was shown as one of the custom ones that you got. It was like the first two custom ones that you made of those.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that one. But yeah, I think that's it with the tools. I'm sure we forgot something. But since we're kind of talking outdoors, we'll give a little True Green update.
Yep.
We never heard back
No.
from them.
No. I got the MSDS sheet.
Yes.
And I emailed them back, and they never responded back to me. They had somebody here to spray again 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and you happened to be home. It was on a weekend.
Yeah. And I caught him, and I was nice to the guy, because, I mean, it's
a different guy.
Yeah.
So
it's never the same guy twice. But he actually made sure to not spray in that area.
yeah, and then we decided that we can't do that every time.
Right.
Because what are the odds that we're going to be home? And we never got like any kind of scheduling or anything to be able to tarp it. And so we just decided to rip it out. We moved all the comfrey to another location and just, I used the weed whacker just because.
Yeah. You wanted to get some aggression out.
Yes. So, we don't have the rabbit fodder garden over there anymore. Just too risky. I couldn't bring myself to even want to use that to feed the animals. And I wasn't going to tarp it every time.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get it in a different spot next year, and maybe over by the chickens.
Yeah, we've got another option if I don't do... Because my garlic did not do very well this year.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know what that deal is.
I don't know.
So, we'll see. We can expand that out a little bit maybe, and get some fodder in there.
Yeah.
Maybe make it like 10 foot by 10 foot. Actually grow something.
Yeah. But, so we're going to use that as a storage area.
Yep.
We've got some trailers to move over there and antennas and...
Yep. I have so we're going to get a little ham radio here. We have a small little 40 by 48 trailer that has a like a tip up extendable tower on it. It's a crank up tower that goes up to about 35 feet, give or take. So we're going to put that over there. And then we also have the 40 by 48 Harbor Freight. That is like our yard trailer. Mm-hmm. So they can stare at those two.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put a Hustler 4-band trapped vertical over there at some point. So they can stare at an antenna and a couple of trailers and have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, because we can't really use that for... It's just wasted space right now. So.
It is. It's a goofy setup, and that was the best thing that we could think to come up with. So now we're just gonna revert to, sorry.
Yeah.
It's my yard.
Yep.
So
I think that's pretty much it.
All right.
So we are going to do a little giveaway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have extra of the poultry processing books.
Correct.
That I got from Nicole Sauce from Living Free in Tennessee that we gave to the people that came and took our class.
Right.
So we have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And also...
we have a SOE flat pack, a 6-inch flat pack. So you use those as your wallet. You stuff your wallet in there.
Yeah.
So it'll fit like a checkbook, no problem, real thick. Mm-hmm. And
your
then
phone. I think a phone will fit.
Yeah, a phone will fit no problem in there. And then I use it for charging cables when I do ham radio. Mm-hmm. Like all my ground wires I put in there. All the plug-in cables between the radio and everything else go in one. So this will be they're handy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice if you don't want to be carrying, like for me, like my purse.
Right.
It's just got a nice little handle on it,
mm-hmm.
and you can hold it as a handbag type thing, or
right
hold the handle, and it's just
Yeah,
Nice
and
small.
it's got a nice handle on it. And if you get a couple of them, you can attach them to a D-ring and have it like a little organizer that you can carry on. Throw in the back of your truck with some small stuff.
Yeah.
Or ATV or something like that.
Yeah. So we want you to email us at info@twochickshomestead.com and tell us either what your like homesteading-ish side hustle is, or that you use on your homestead. It doesn't have to be homesteading related, I guess, or one that you're working on.
Yep. So we want to hear about what your side hustles are, or possibly your side hustle to be planned.
Yes.
So we want to get some stuff, and we need to hear by 8/21. So that is
Sunday the 21st.
It'll be Sunday the 21st, and we need to know by 5 p.m. So we'll pick one winner randomly. We may have the girls involved in this.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see if they're up to it, if they're up to being recorded and picking some names out of a hat. I'm sure we can figure something out with them.
Yeah, we'll do something where we either pick the best one or one that we think is the neatest or whatever.
Yep. So email us. We want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And we know you guys are listening because we see the numbers every week. So we know there are a few people out there.
Yeah, and on Fountain.
Yes. Fountain, definitely. Huge shout out to Corey from the last project, Baby Walter and Company, for the boost this week. That was very nice. I know Brian has boosted it as well from the last project, and Josh from the Renegade Butcher, he's done it as well. So big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, we talk about the Lots Project a lot, but Corey has the Baby Walter and Company, which is really, really fun to follow. Oh yeah, these big, huge Saint Bernard dogs.
Yeah, and the page is done from their view, like we did with our cat years ago.
The cat, that's right. We had pages for all of our cats, and they had more followers than people we actually knew in real life. Like thousands and thousands. Like, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Blast from the past.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we had that for all of them. But yeah, it'll be really fun to see them now that they'll be living in the RV full time with these huge dogs. Comfrey
from Brian is coming to an end.
I think, I may.
You have one more week if you don't have your order in by the 21st.
Is that what he said?
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. It was the 21st because they'll have one last cut.
Okay.
Before he closes, and then done. So get it.
And then you just have to buy it from us.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, that'll be next year's project. Because we're not splitting anything up yet.
No, but we've got things going to eventually do that.
So. Absolutely. Yeah, we have the huge, actually rain barrel, another IBC tote that we filled up with crowns and cuttings from Brian. We bought a whole setup from him, so we're looking forward to propagating that and see how it goes. And then we put a whole bunch in by the patio, so we're probably going to try and propagate from that as well. See what we can do.
Yeah.
So that might be next year's project for us. But we'll talk side hustles next week.
Yep.
So.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you on the homestead, where something is always growing, eating, or cooking.